Claire Louise, hey from BeHealing.com. Welcome to Psychic Cafe. Just going to go on myself. Make sure it's all working. So yeah, today, Tuesday, 22nd of September, the daily read. Hey Donna. The daily read was abundance. There's some abundance healing in it there. And I haven't talked about that for a while, so I thought I'd talk about it today. Hey Angela. And so there was stuff happening in the daily read, nothing major again, just maybe ideas for something to manifest coming in, something like that. But there was some healing behind it too, so healing of abundance issues. So I wanted to go into that today. See what we've got about that, because we've not had any focus on abundance for ages. Guys just haven't been talking about it. Hello Andrea, how is everybody today? All good? So let's get some cards out. Hey Eva, hey Jennifer. Good to see you all. Interested in my private cards, personal cards. I've got TikTok, which is all about divine timing, and gateway as well, like a doorway opening to something. Oh, the Art of Seduction. This is the card when I first got this deck. Hey Ariana. This card kept on coming out. Hey Lindsay. I remembered your name. The Art of Seduction. It's back. Donna, it's back. Honestly, when I first got this deck, like the first few days, this card just kept on coming out. The Art of Seduction. Oh, it's time again, I guess. The Art of Seduction. I thought we were talking about abundance, not love, but anyway. The Art of Seduction. Love, womanhood, passion, seduction. We see an elegantly dressed couple. The woman close to the man as she whispers something in his ear. Is she talking about love? What kind of secrets is she telling him? In her red jeweled gown, the woman is aware of her powers of seduction. She uses her femininity, beauty, and passion. She tempts all of his senses, from the scent of a fragrant bloom to a soft touch on his cheek. There is incredible power in her gentle words and delicate caress. Wow. Art of Seduction. I wonder if that does have something to do with abundance, though, because with abundance, we use everything that's inside of us, right? And when we're really tapped into abundance, when we're really tapped into sharing our gifts with the world, our seductive energy is out there, our sexual energy is out there, our attractive energy is out there, right? I'm good, thanks, Andrea. I'm good. Hey, Tracy. So, not much about abundance yet, but I'm sure it's going to come through. So I remember it was like a few months ago that guides kept on talking about abundance. And then they gave us a break, didn't they, for a few months? But abundance is back. I just want one card out of this deck, not a pile of them. Just want to get a pile. And stick around, anyone that's new, because I will be doing mini readings for you all. Ooh, once we've got this out. Four of Voices come out. It's a rest. Oh, interesting. So yeah, abundance. Often, hey Chris, often abundance can kick in when we'll allow ourselves to rest. Four of Voices, it's all about resting. It's about relaxing and resting. That time to feel. The energy update, yeah. I know they were a bit full on this week, weren't they? A lot of insecurities coming up. So Four of Voices, we relax, and abundance, like the universe always responds to the way that we're feeling, especially the way we're treating ourselves. And worthiness is what brings abundance in, right? Not just worthiness. I mean, you can't just hold worthiness and then abundance flies towards you. You've got to be sharing your gifts with the world, be sharing the resources that you've got inside of yourself, right? Hey, Angela. Sunshine Coast, all right. My eldest son's on Sunshine Coast with his 3 kids and his partner. When love and sex come in, the money comes in. It's all the same energy, isn't it, Donna? Yeah, so So we've got to be sharing those gifts that are inside of ourselves, right? Because it's the resources that cause the abundance, the resources that are inside ourselves. We put more energy into the world, the stuff that's inside of us. It could be our body, it could be our time, it could be our energy. We could be doing things with our hands. It could be high level stuff like ideas, like gifts that we've got, talents that we've got, skills that we've got. What we give out is what comes back, that abundance, right? And so we can't get abundance without that. You can't get something for nothing in this universe. We've got to give it out. So it's not all wishful thinking and feeling worthy. But when you're doing all of that stuff, generally people are like closed off to abundance, but they're doing a lot of stuff, right? And the abundance isn't coming in. And so then when you do this, Four of Voices, you take a rest. You're telling the universe, I deserve, I'm worthy. I'm worthy of looking after myself. You take a break and then the abundance starts coming in. So sometimes if you find that you've been like working, and the abundance still isn't coming, you're not getting like a balance. You're not getting that reciprocity from the universe. So it seems it's time to love yourself more, and a break could be just the thing. Honestly, when I'm working really hard on my business, really hard, and then I get exhausted, I go for a massage. Loads of orders come in when I'm in that massage. As soon as I give myself time to break like this, she's in the spa there, isn't she? As soon as you give yourself time to break, it sends a clear message out to the universe that you're worthy. And of course that doesn't apply to people that are imbalanced in the other way. Those ones that are, trying to get something for nothing, those ones that are, you know the type. We've always got to go with balancing ourselves out. What's going on here? Got some cards turned around, lots of cards turned around. What have I done? Sun, that's a good omen. Must have been the last tarot reading that I did for somebody. Still flying in those orders even though the half price sale has ended, which is pretty cool. The tarot readings. I'll be doing some more today. Hey Dad. So let's get another card out. So that's something about resting up. So generally the people that are following my channel are those ones that give a little bit too much and are a little bit closed off to abundance. So you rest up some more if you've been doing a lot. Hey Amy. Busy on here today. Could everyone just take a moment to click like on this video? Helps YouTube put me out there. Helps my channel. Thank you for that. Nice. Right, so you know how I was saying that the abundance is inside of us, right? I heard that ages ago. When I was struggling with abundance, I heard like the spiritual teacher saying the abundance is inside of you. And I didn't know what the hell they were talking about because I don't have a stack of money inside of me. Didn't make much sense to me, but now it makes sense to me. It's the resources that we have inside of us, the ideas, the skills, the talents, our time, our energy. So it goes from like the lowest level, our sex, really, our time, our physical energy, to the highest level stuff, our ideas, talents, our alignment, right? And channeling ideas through. That's like the highest level. You made it, Crystal, yay. Thanks, Angela, for your like. So, we got the Emperor. Eventually came out. And the Emperor is the man or the woman that owns all the different kings. So he's got the balance. This is the guy with the balance. So he's got the queens sorted out, but it's not just about queens. So he's taking control, yeah? He's taking responsibility for himself with his queens, which is important for abundance. You have to be responsible. The universe wants us to be responsible with everything, but it trusts us with more money, with more abundance when we're responsible for it. Same with ideas. It trusts us with our ideas when we're responsible for it as well. So that's about the Queen. It's also the Swords too. So he's got that truth inside of him, and he cuts away the bullshit. And so he's someone that faces himself, does the inner work. He's sorting his shit out within himself. So he's got that going on. That's important for abundance too. He's got his cups sorted out, his heart. So he's got the balance that way. His relationships, good relationships. It's pretty much the Buddhist philosophy that I'm saying now, I'm realising. What's the other one? Wands. Passion. Yeah, he's got his passion. Alright? Passion, it's interesting that I brought that one up last because it's when we add our passion, isn't it, to putting our resources that we've got inside of ourselves out there into the world. We're adding that energy to the world. We can't hold it back. We don't have to put it out there in the world. And if we don't express it, if we don't put our resources out there, we're not going to get abundance back because we're holding it in, right? And so it makes sense. We can't get something for nothing. We put our resources out into the world, it comes back to us. And so the passion is the last thing. He adds passion to it all, what he's passionate about, sharing with the world. And then his Queen comes in. And so it's about this balance, the balance of all of it. I know for a while the law of attraction stuff really tripped me up, and I know it trips a lot of people up. Because a lot of the law of attraction teachers will only tell one part of it, they won't tell that balance part of it, they'll just tell the part where it's just about the spiritual, it's just about the consciousness, it's just about that wishing and about your energy, your emotional energy. Well, it's not. I mean, that's the foundation of it, but then you've got to share your resources with the world. So all about balance. And so it could be that Four of Voices today, it's that rest that you need to get that balance. I mean, let's get some more cards out. So that's our tarot for the day. Get some shamanic healing oracle out. I haven't done an abundance special for ages on the half price sale. Maybe it's time to this week. I don't know. A friend of mine showed me a video a few weeks ago. I'm truly amazed by your intuition. Cool. 1-1. Which video was it? An energy update? Or a pick a card? I'm going to make another pick a card read today. They're so much fun to make. Okay, we've got the Death card. It's not scary at all. The Death card is a really good card. Yeah, law of attraction trips people up. Uh-oh. My camera's gone whack. Hey, Ada. It does trip people up. Oh, it's okay. The camera's working again. Yeah, it does. Because we can't leave things out, you know, we're whole beings, we can't leave stuff out. There's fate as well, so we can't just like decide that we want something. If it's not aligned with our path, it's not aligned with our path. Our higher self isn't going to get on board with it. You know, if you just suddenly decide, okay, I'm going to make my life about amassing 10 luxury cars. Like, if your soul isn't aligned with that, it's not going to happen for you no matter how much you focus on it, right? You can't just pick random things. We've got a higher self. We've got a reason for being here. We're not just like meat human beings, you know. Still got audio. We've got a video back now as well. It was a weekly Pisces reading. Oh, cool. Yeah. Now I don't do the weeklies. Now I do energy updates so that it's a little bit more less time specific. I'm still trying to get them out on the weekends now. yeah, so we got the death cards. We've got to let stuff go. Really important. Those cards nearly came out. 2 cards came out in the tarot before, but I didn't take them because I just wanted one. And it was the Magician. And it was death. Is it death? Yeah, death and the Magician, I think. And I got that message from that then is this. Oh, it's such a huge part of it. We've got to let stuff go to let abundance in. I do Denise Duffield Thomas's Money Boot Camp. I joined that when she first started it. I think it was in the year 2012, 2011, 2012. Been in it for a long time. It's one of those programs where you get lifetime access, which is cool. But a big part of that is letting go of stuff, clearing stuff out, decluttering. It's huge. Scorpio energy, Scorpio moon. Watching live from your bed. Nice. I'm going to go to training after this. So yeah, it's so important that we let go of stuff to bring our abundance in. Because when we cling to stuff, it's out of fear, isn't it? It's not abundant, it's anti-abundance, clinging to things. It's thinking that that nothing more is going to come, that space isn't going to be filled up. If you just think of it in relationship terms, hold on to someone when the relationship should really be over. We're not going to attract someone else into our life. Ooh, pick a card in the Aquarius energy update. Was so big for you, Chris. Hey, Arlene. We've also got psychic development out too, right? So as I was saying, it's part of our soul development. I mean, we've got alignment, we've got a higher self, we've got a soul purpose here. We came here with stuff to do, or not necessarily stuff to do, more a subject that we were interested in, or subjects that we were interested in that we want to evolve in, or develop that part of ourselves, something like that, you know. And so it's all about our development. So when you get too focused on the materials, like trying to manifest this, it's good because it moves you forward. Like you will get psychic development, you will be asked to let go of stuff, you will be asked to develop yourself, become someone new to get that abundance in. But when you get all about the pentacles, when it's all about the material world, and you forget that life is all about you. It's not about the stuff, it's never about the carrots, remember? It's not about the carrots. Clinging to the past is a form of self-sabotage, yeah. And it's so anti-abundance, clinging to stuff. What if you try to let go of someone and that energy holds on to you? It goes either way, doesn't it? But sometimes people can cling to you and it doesn't matter. Do you know what I mean? You can just you can tell that someone's still clinging to you, clinging to your energy, but it doesn't affect you anymore. Maybe you need to have more protection up. Hello, Elias. So it's all about our development, and psychic development too is very interesting. Psychic development is telling me that, as I said, one of our highest resources is what we channel. Not channeling, I'm not saying I'm the best in the world because I do this. Everyone channels when you get inspired ideas. So anyone that's doing anything good in the world is channeling. They're getting inspired ideas. They're getting somehow in tune with their higher self, and they're getting intuitive hits. They're getting those ideas from their higher self. Any idea that's not from our higher self is from our ego, from the ego mind. So it's about fear. It's about trying to protect ourselves. But when it's inspired, it's always channeled. So even if people don't realise that they're channeling it. And we know that, people will say that, they'll admit to that sometimes. So maybe a musician or something, and they get interviewed, asked, where did that song come from? They'll say, it just came to me. And so some people get where it's coming from, some people don't. But it's always the highest form is when we're in alignment with our higher selves and we get that channeled stuff through. So psychic development is really important because that taps us into our ability to channel those ideas through and then put them into practice. And remember, our higher selves, they're our true selves, they're our spirit selves, they're the ones that we really are, not these human flesh bodies. Let's get some more cards out. I'm going to finish my coffee because it's going cold. get a Moonology out. I'm glad I'm using this deck. I got this deck and I didn't like it at first, but now I'm using it. What else have we got about abundance today? So I'm going to do some mini abundance reads, so stick around, everybody. It's interesting because I'm not focused on abundance at all at the moment. I mean, my business just ticks over. Just enjoy doing the videos and take time to breathe out. Interesting, letting go again. It's like the death card, this one. We've got to make sure that we stop and rest and relax and let stuff go. Can't keep on taking those in-breaths, right? So this warns of that accumulation thing. There's nothing wrong with accumulating, but there's got to be that energy balance. We can't want it to just flow one way. That's coming from fear, right? When we just want it to flow one way. And I'm not saying that, like if you're really struggling with abundance, if you're at rock bottom, don't listen to that kind of advice, because then you should be accumulating, then you do need those resources for yourself. So if you're really, really struggling, it's time for you to say, I deserve now, and I deserve security, and I deserve to have some security savings to function in the world so that I can tap into the higher stuff. When we're in security, survival mode, because we're at rock bottom with abundance, we can't do anything good because we're just in fear so much. The only thing that can come through is the ego. And so that's not when you're seeking balance. That's not when you're seeking to, make sure that there's a flow outgoing from you. That's when it's time to put all your resources into getting stuff for you. And that is really, really powerful. When I think it came up in some of the daily reads for this week, is that it's a positive anger that comes out when you say, like, fuck this shit, I deserve something in my life, I deserve to have something, I deserve to be able to pay my bills and pay my rent. That positive anger that comes through is just so powerful, and then you start using your resources for yourself to get that wealth for yourself so that you are abundant, or at least secure, so that you can focus on higher level things. Like I said, I'm not focused on abundance at the moment. I can focus on the higher level things. I can focus on the readings. I can focus on serving people, because I don't have to worry about the abundance anymore, because it's just flowing in. And so if you are at rock bottom, this is saying like, yeah, take a break, but get yourself to that point of empowering yourself to say, oh, I deserve much more than this now. Angela, I've booked a workshop. I'm attending next Saturday on psychic development for beginners. Cool. That's good. Hey, Nikki. Aquarius. Was that the Aquarius one, Chris? Yeah. I think it came up in a daily as well. It's a really powerful place to be. And I've described it before in my readings as like a universal tantrum. And you have a tantrum with the universe. And I know when I've shared that before years ago with people, all these spiritual people would say, oh no, don't do that, you've got to be nice, you've got to be positive. And like, well, it works. It works when you empower yourself and you're like, damn it, universe, this is what I want. I deserve to have my stuff now. I deserve something for myself. It's very powerful. Just depends how you're out of balance, right? Got to balance things up. I think I talked about this a few weeks ago. Discussion with Deepak Chopra about it, or wanting a discussion with him about it, because he focuses on, in his abundance work, he focuses on like people that are selfish and stuff like that. That's one way to be out of balance. But what I've found is majority of women, or giving people, loving people, spiritual people, are out of balance the other way. And so the advice of just give more works against you if you're out of balance that way. It's like anything, if you were driving down the road and then there were a spiritual teacher by your side and the car's veering toward the left, and the spiritual teacher is saying, no, go left some more, you're going to end up driving off the cliff. It's not the right advice. You need to go right. Let's get one of these botanicals. I couldn't get one of these cards out for myself yesterday. It wouldn't give me one. I shuffled for ages. No advice given. Red rose. Hidden secrets. Don't like when this card comes out in relationship readings, because someone's keeping secrets when it comes out in a relationship reading. But with abundance, it says 3 things cannot be long hidden: the sun, the moon, and the truth. You know, it's all going to come eventually. You're going to get it eventually. That's the other thing about abundance too. If you've been giving, and you haven't been receiving back because somehow you've been closed off, maybe with beliefs that you can't have abundance, or worthiness issues, all of that good stuff that you've put out into the universe has never been forgotten. The universe remembers it. And it gets put in like this universal bank account, so that when we do start letting it in, then it comes in real good. So it's never wasted, it's never forgotten, the universe never forgets. So the truth will out, that's what I'm getting from this. 3 things cannot be long hidden: the sun, the moon, and the truth. You are going to get it back. Maybe not in this lifetime. I mean, you can stay closed off the whole lifetime, and you'll get it in the next lifetime. But if you've added energy to the universe, so you've expressed something that's inside of yourself, whether that's a smile to someone, helping someone out, some advice to somebody, building a house, whatever it is, the universe remembers it, puts it in escrow for you until you're ready to receive. Oh, got the Father, it's got a Queen in it. Again, it's like the Emperor. Hey, Kylie. And the Mother. Wow. What the hell? I need to get some clarity on this. We've got the Father and the Mother out. How's that? Father's got the Queen. The Father, the provider. This came up in people's tarot readings this weekend. About not wanting to be the provider anymore. The Mother's the nurturer. Interesting. The Mother's 1, the Father's 2. Let's get some clarity. Why have these 2 come out? Father first. Hidden secrets I can relate to in relationships with me right now, or related to a massive abundance block. Oh, okay. Oh, give and take. Angela, I prefer give and receive, because it's not really taking. Taking implies like it's not yours. To me it does anyway. What's this Father all about? Why has that come out? Yeah, like I was just saying, it came up in people's readings, the overwhelm of being the provider. We don't have to be the provider, and that is an overwhelming feeling when we think that we've got to do it all. When we think of the world as logical, if you think that you can only give and receive back in that moment, and that the universe hasn't remembered all of the great stuff that you've done before, that can be very overwhelming. Thinking that you need to put so much in. Single mum life, yeah. And so we've got to quieten that down. That's the ego talking to us when we get that overwhelm that we need to do it all ourselves, right? It's a trauma response, isn't it? Thinking that we need to be independent and do it all of ourselves and be the provider and be source in a way. Why else does the Father come out here? That masculine energy. Right, so we've all got the Father and the Mother inside of us. The masculine energy, we don't want it to overwhelm us. We don't want to go, and think, okay, I've got to be the provider, I've got to do it all. We want to work with the universe. But what is this? The guilt. I'm feeling like it's some religious thing. Religious guilt for not doing it. It's interesting because this card, just looking at the Father card here, see, on one side we've got a Queen here, so the abundance is in the harvest there. Yeah, the harvest doesn't happen when you plant the seeds, does it? It happens later. So as I was saying, it's overwhelming when you think that you have to, that it's a transactional thing, that just the logical world, transactional thing. But on the other side we've got the tree there, and it's the universe with that, not the Queen. It's growing. Something is growing. We're growing. Abundance is so much easier when we know ourselves. So, yeah, the Father, we've got to release guilt. Why would we feel guilty for that masculine? Or maybe it's just the masculine that feels guilty. That taking energy. Could be that. It could be this, again, back to the feminine masculine balance that I did that special on last week, was that? Why have we got the mother out here, this nurturing energy? It hasn't, that nurturing energy, the feminine traits, the feminine gifts that we have inside of ourselves hasn't necessarily been valued by society. We've been taught not to value that, though it is changing now. And we've got to change that within ourselves. But the universe doesn't forget, remember? The universe doesn't forget. It knows the value of that. It knows the nurturing that we've done. We've got connection and communication coming. Connection with our higher selves, the alignment with our higher selves. Communication is coming. The abundance from that is coming. So we've got some kind of a collective thing going on here with the abundance. That when the divine feminine value is universally accepted, that's going to open the floodgates to the feminine actually receiving all of that abundance from past lives even. I wonder how many past lives we've had as women just giving and never receiving back from it, or receiving so little from it. But this is saying, yeah, we just got to keep that connection because it's going to come, and there's some collective thing going on here. Sense of guilt for marriage failing. Yeah, you see, that's what I was getting, is that guilt comes from religious things, because, I mean, marriage, it's just a religious thing, isn't it? A contract, really. Guilt. I was brought up a Catholic. It's just guilt. They try and control people with guilt in that religion. It's terrible. This is interesting. So we've got completion, and is it true out with this mother energy as well? Yeah, the end of that. I don't know. There's some kind of benevolence thing going on here. This energy of the mother. It's not that she doesn't value the nurturing that she gives. She knows how important it is, but it's not valued in a kind of monetary sense. So you don't think, I deserve to be looked after by the community because I'm giving this energy out. We think that we need to be in the masculine too and give more out. That we can't just be in the feminine and be looked after. Hey, Corey. So, there needs to be an ending of some kind of a belief about the feminine and its value. And that's when we get that in ourselves. It's like me giving readings. It's a very feminine thing. I guess I'm doing it in a masculine way because I'm putting the videos out and stuff, but it's a very feminine thing and I value it. I didn't value it. I didn't value it years ago. I value it now, so I receive from it. It's that kind of thing. We've got to shift our inner beliefs. If you look on my website, behealing.com, I've written so much about it, so many blogs over the years. I'm not blogging anymore, I'm just doing these videos, but there is so much information there because with my struggle with receiving, how to do it. But one of the important things that I learned in it is that you've got to do it for yourself first. I mean, you've probably heard that a million times, but what it actually means is just take care of yourself. Earn your money for yourself. Build something for yourself. Sort your house out for yourself. Sort your pentacles out for yourself. Take care of yourself first. Just do it for yourself. So if you found that you've been looking after a lot of people and you keep on bringing people into your life to look after, Got to pull away from that. So my circumstances when I was learning this, or when I wasn't learning this, was I had a partner who was disabled, and I was pretty much earning all the money, sorting out everything out in the house, and I had my eldest son with me as well. He was about 18 at the time. Same, doing all the same for him. And it's like, hang on a minute, there's 3 adults in this house. How come I'm doing everything? And they come up with excuses, my son more than my partner. Come up with excuses as why. And then I'd ask my friends, like, what can I do about this? And they said, well, you just got to stop. Like, how can I stop? Like, the rent won't get paid, the bills won't get paid, I can't just stop. And yeah, in the end, my son moved into a share house. That relationship broke up eventually. And then I started doing it for myself. And then it all clicked. It's like, yeah, I couldn't change it in those people, in that situation. It was already broken. And so that's a message for some of how to get into that receiving. It's unfortunate, but... So remember, it's about a fork in the road. A decision needs to be made. Like, I didn't consciously make that decision, it just kind of came about, but maybe you need to consciously make that decision to do it for yourself now. Remember, I said, if you're at rock bottom with abundance, getting into that positive anger state of, I'm doing this, I'm sorting this out now, I deserve to have security, I deserve to have savings, that is getting into that receiving mode. Right, let's do some readings for you. Who wants a reading? Pop up your messages saying me, please, and I'll do that. Yeah, it's all about self-love, Andrea. Isn't that funny? Because Louise L. Hay was all about that, wasn't she? I wish she was still alive to ask her why she chose my name to be her name. Or something similar, it's not the same. Okay, I'm going to get some cards out from me first. My abundance. Willingness and healing. This keeps on coming up for me. Creating healing things. My business is called Be Healing after all. All about the healing. Inner healing. And I've got to be willing to heal myself too, is what I'm hearing. Okay, let's get through here. Oh my God, look at the time. Okay, I will get through as many as possible. Karen. This is going to be fast because I haven't got long before training starts. It's going on and on and on. So, rapid fire readings for you. Karen, guidance, staying safe. Right, so as I was saying, you can't tap into that higher level of thinking of, inspired ideas and working on that when you're in survival mode, when you're just trying to survive, when you're just trying to stay safe, because your ego has to kick in then, it has to protect you. There's an element here of if you are thinking that universal magic and receiving is when the universe has to step in and save you because you're not doing it for yourself, that can appear like abundance. That's not abundance. Getting the things the last minute, manifesting something the last minute, always living on the edge, not feeling safe like that. That's not abundance. That's you not receiving so much that the universe has to constantly save you. So, watch out for that. Jennifer. Okay. Jennifer, you've got jealousy and accept and re-choose. So you're limiting your choices of what you want because of other people's reactions to it. So you don't want to appear greedy or, I don't know, materialistic or something like that. You don't want people's jealousy. Watch out for that. Like, just go for what you want. You're allowed. Accept that other people are going to be, they're just going to have that point of view, right? Sherry. Sherry, service and encouragement. You've been encouraged to share those gifts that are inside of you. Be of service. Those higher gifts that are inside of you. Share all that good stuff. Your zone of genius, that kind of thing. Arlene. Yeah, that Four of Voices energy, Arlene. Relax, time alone. It's time to stop the pursuit so much and look after yourself, the self-love thing. Tell the universe, look, I deserve it. I deserve to have a break, to relax. to look after myself, and I deserve the abundance too. Lindsay. Ooh. Okay, Tracy, your abundance is tied up with intimate relationships, so you're putting it on. Maybe it's that father thing. Maybe you're wanting a man or a masculine energy in your life to provide for you because you've got this belief about being in the feminine and that they should, or something like that. There's some kind of a belief about your abundance has to come through a masculine energy or come through you putting out that masculine energy. Deb. Time is it? Oh, 2 minutes. Maybe I can squeeze a few more minutes in. Celebrate and feel it. Dab. Celebrate your abundance. Feel it when it comes in. Don't rush to the next. Don't think, oh, it's not enough, it's not enough, it's not enough. Notice it when it comes in and celebrate it. Because when you lock that energy in, when you stop and celebrate the good times, but we do it so much for the bad times. Something bad happens, we go over and over and over it, we really feel it. Again, we tell people about it, we dwell on it. Something good happens, it's fleeting. We should be doing it the opposite way around. When something good happens, celebrate it, really feel it. Chris? Yeah, Chris. Healing your innocence bit, realizing that you're innocent. Getting back to that childhood state of knowing that we deserve to be loved and deserve to be cared for. Did you ever think about the abundant stuff when you were a kid? We didn't. We just knew that we deserved to be cared for. Kylie. Ooh. Kylie, meditate in passion. So, yeah, get clear, get that alignment so that you can get those intuitive ideas through for your abundance. Meditate on your passion, what you're really passionate about, what you'd really enjoy to do. Something wants to come through you. Corey. Sherry, did I miss you? No, did you? Corey. Interesting. Corey, you've got I am heard and find a new approach. Yeah, speaking to the wrong people, like trying to reach the wrong people. It's like you've got a message, but at the moment you think that your message is something in particular to a certain group of people, and it's not. That's just what you're processing at the moment. Your abundance won't come through that means. It's going to come through a different way. So who you're speaking to at the moment isn't where the abundance is going to come from. Very interesting. Angela. Okay, I'll do 3 more minutes. Angela. Go for it and empower yourself. Go for what you want. That energy that I said about that positive anger, going, okay, I deserve to have stuff in my life now. I deserve to have saving and security so that I can do something bigger and better in my life now, so that I can focus on fulfillment and passion and do all of this stuff. So empower yourself first and put your foot down with the universe. Say, I'm going to do this. I'm going to do it for myself. Amy. Amy. Got to keep my eye on the time. Amy, let go of perfectionism. You don't need to be perfect to have abundance at all. Not at all. Feel that. Donna. You've got respect and challenging here, Donna. It's a self-respect thing. I feel like you've mastered this in abundance in some ways, but there's a whole new level that can be taken to. And imagine having a standing ovation for your work and that level of respect from people. And that's your challenge, is to raise that level of self-respect so that you're expecting that kind of standing ovation kind of respect coming back to you. Nikki. Time alone and I'm good enough. This is about keeping your pentacles to yourself. It's a good thing. Yeah, it's time to keep more for yourself. Realize that you're good enough for that. You don't need to give everything away. Andrea. Fast readings. Andrea, you've got, fulfillment and romance. You've got a balance going on there. Fulfilling, maybe you're just looking for the fulfillment through romance and you need to be looking for it through abundance as well and get that balance right. There. Both things can fulfill. You can find fulfillment in anything. Elias, do me please. Elias. What you resist persists. You've got a resistance going on. So your heart isn't happy or at peace with abundance, Elias. Maybe it's like a rushing energy, a pursuit of it, trying to get it. Could be the masculine thing. It could be like thinking that you should be the provider. Your heart isn't happy anyway with abundance. Some resistance to get through there. Eva. Ooh. Again, I think I picked this up for you before, Eva, that your abundance is tied up with romantic relationships again. And communication about it. Something that you don't want to say about it, or sort out the balance there of the finances with a lover. Something like that. It's like you don't want to speak about it. You know how people say there's some things that you don't speak about and money is one of them? Well, it's important to speak about it in relationships. 1-1. Okay, 1-1. You're the last one. I don't have time. 1-1. You've got I'm appreciated and take the risk. You need to take more financial risks. I'm not saying like give all your money away to charity or spend it all or whatever. I'm talking about like risks that appreciate yourself. So risks, maybe going to school, paying for something that's going to bring you more money, paying for something that's going to grow you. Take risks like that. Investing in yourself. That's what this is saying. Invest in yourself, 1-1. I have training. I do. Poor connection. The Wi-Fi is terrible here. I keep on asking them to fix it. There's only 2 Wi-Fi things left. And we're all trying to use one of them because the other one's terrible. All my savings were dwindling away during lockdown, but I wasn't worried. Awesome. Just before coming on here, my friend rang to tell me she sold a house and sending me $1,000. £1,000. Good on you. Video stopped. Oh, did it? Damn it. Sorry about the problems with the Wi-Fi, everybody. Thanks for coming along. See ya. I've got to go to training. Bye.